Shalom, family. Shalom. Oh, snap. I gotta turn this other thing down, trying to make sure it sound good. Ooh, he got me. Well, I know the sound working. All praises, all praises. How everybody doing in the chat? Hey, nephew already on it. Ain't enough reparations they can do for you. You already on it. You absolutely right. That's the crazy thing. Ain't nothing they can do. But you see, a lot of our people, especially the ones who haven't like really digging to the topic for real, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. That's good. All praises. You good, family. All praises. They don't really understand that it's really not enough. But I mean, really, with this class, we're gonna go into it because, like, apparently, Kamala Harris has said something where they asked her something about reparations, right? And it's been like misconstrued. You feel me? So let me see, right? Because it went off of something like she asked something about reparations, and she's talking about making a executive action to ask Congress. So I mean, like that's what they said, but it's not necessarily what she meant, for lack of better words. Not what she meant, but they played on her words. You feel me? Let me pop this article up. All these dang on ads, man. So this is what we about to see, right? It says Kamala Harris said reparations are a task for Congress. Fact check, right? So it says on the screen text in the post reads Kamala Harris says she would use executive action and ask Congress to study reparations if elected president. All right, but let's keep scrolling. You know, and I posted over 2,000, like more than 2,000 times. Cool, boom. And the full video and the transcript of the event show she did not say she would use executive action to study reparation proposals for Black Americans. She suggested the issue is best suited for Congress, right? And that's essentially what that's essentially what all these so-called people who look out for Black people, they're just going to pass the major issues to someone else, pass the real pressing, uncomfortable conversations, and pass it to someone else. So it's being portrayed that she was really going to do something, but in actuality, she said, hey, I ain't going to worry about it. I won't pass it to Congress. Why she's not going to worry about it? Because we understand she's not one of us. What can you say? Is she not like us? We know she's not. We can look at her lineage and see that it does not go back to the transatlantic slave trade. It does not go back to the Spanish conquest. We know that. We understand she's not one of us. It's just whenever election time come around, who was it? Now I can't remember that black lady name. Man, I saw her on Instagram. Ooh, it's gonna bother me now that I can find it. Dang, what was Shorty name? I saved it though. I know that much. Slovakia. What is her name? Um, I just seen it. Candace Owens. Candace Owens. She was like, she find it like weird essentially that whenever it's election time, people in the quote unquote try to be black. Like even Obama, how Shalom says Katrina Shalom. She was saying how it's funny how all these president elect president elects or people running for president conveniently turn black around um the election. Like, all right, she was going into Baraka talking about how he was raised by his white grandparents, um, grew up in Hawaii. All right, went to the population was like maybe 5,000 black people for the whole area. Um, it wasn't necessarily until he was running for office that, oh, let's go into his blackness, his quote unquote blackness, and tap in. Oh, he didn't know his Kenyan father. Like, no, you're not like us. It's the same thing with Kamala Harris. Like, no, you can't play this quote unquote Jamaican card because what is that? It's like her grandfather's from Jamaica. All right, but if a so-called Caucasian man was born, if a Caucasian man moved from Europe to South Africa, and his son was born in South Africa, we can say, all right, his son's from Africa, but we understand his son's not African. She's trying to play that type of cards, and oh, she's Jamaican, try to play the card. Like, we understand. We can look at you and see you're not one of us. Washing greens in the bathtub, is that something? Exactly, man. That's, come on, man. We don't do that. Hey, one thing about it, we clean as hell. Hey, we sanitary when it comes to the food. Now we ain't doing that. Hey, the Israelites, they sanitary when it comes to that food. We is not doing that. We is not washing greens in no bathtub at all. We is not doing that. We don't even play about dogs being in the kitchen. And you gonna cook the greens you gonna wash the greens in the bathtub with all the, man. Oh nah. That's how stuff like that is how we know they ain't us. It be the little things. It's the little things, right? But yeah, so it's talking about how, oh, she didn't say she was going to give us reparations, or she was even going to look into reparations. She's saying, hey, I'm gonna pass it to Congress. That is essentially the way I'm gonna take it. As she said, it's none of my concern. Would you say enough? Yeah, the same thing. Like, come on. If that's not the biggest red flag, started washing greens in the bathtub, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. That's just, ooh, that's just all bad, right? Let's go into the word reparations, actually, right? Let's reparation, right? Let's go into the definition. Boom. I like using the Webster. Let me see. Definition. Blah. Right here. Reparations. It's a noun. Repairing or keeping in repair. The act of making amends, offering expiation, or giving satisfaction for a wrong or injury. Something done or given as amends or satisfaction in the payment of damages, right? All bad. God. So, seeing this is the definition of actual reparations, is the act of making amends. How can we make amends for the atrocity of what our ancestors went through, right? That's the real question. Like, there is no quote unquote money value you can repay. You can pay up for what's been done to our people. It's like ain't nothing that can be done. You can be like, oh, let's give you free education for 20 years. That's not gonna help. Free education is for so-called Black Hispanic. That's not gonna help. Because I don't think people truly understand how much money they made off of us during slavery. So let's see this real quick. Hold on. Go back to Google. All right. How much money How much money? I'm trying to figure out how I want to word this. How much money did slavery generate? Right. Boom. All right. What's the sources they got? Bloomberg News, um, Econ Lib, Equitable Growth. All right. So let's see what the AI talking about. AI overview. Slavery in the United States generated a significant amount of wealth for white Americans, and the economic impact of slavery is still being studied. Okay. I mean, what is there to study? We're still at the bottom. That's not a hard study. We're still at the bottom. We're still economically at the bottom. People from other nations could move into America and set up and set up generational wealth through businesses more than our people can. The red zoning, all the Jim Crow laws, like all these things, it's really an easy study, right? In 1860, the average economic value of a slave, 1,004 billion. Let's get back. Boom. All right. Let's look at this. Slavery helped drive the cotton economy, which enriched banks, shopkeepers, and ensures. By 1860, the annual cargo of cotton carried in and out of New Orleans was worth 220 million, or about 6.5 billion in 2014. That's crazy. In 2014, annual cargo of cotton, 6.5 billion. However, slaves lost out on an estimated 20.3 trillion in wages for their labor. That's crazy. Like you said, we built this whole civilization. Like, man, America is grown off of the agriculture. Who was the one doing all the agricultural work? We were. Even now, like what, windshield wipers, stop signs. I'll say even the cotton gin, like things that help America grow as a society, we are the ones that's contributed to it, right? So it says an estimated of 20.3 trillion. Man, I don't think people really like a trillion. That's a lot of money, right? So, like, all right, we understand like what? Boom. 1,000 is a million. So 1,000 millions is a billion. 1,000 billions is a trillion. And that's at the time of what, during the slaves, what, 1860? $20.3 trillion in 1860 is crazy. How do you make up for that? How we're not even including inflation from 1860 until now. How do you make up for that? You possibly can't, but for what they say, entertainment purposes, right? Let's just see, right? Let's just see how much money would that be today? Exactly. Enough. How can they? They can't. Let me see, right? I already got this pulled up. So I want to make sure this is right. Because that's a big number right here. I want to make sure this is right. It's hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, 20 trillion in 1860 is worth, all right, it's hundreds, thousands, millions, billions. So 759 trillion, 761 billion, 445 million, 708 $83,132. That's how much money it would be today. Oh man, what's this little pop up? I'm gonna take that off. Nah. Well, that come on, man. That's a lot of money. How you repay that? $759 trillion. How you repay that? You can't. That's absolutely insane. Hey, exactly, Sean. Hey, they got to give us a whole country. Hey, plus some. Hey, give us Canada too, and Mexico. You know, hey, just give it all back. Ain't no way you can pay that, right? Ain't no way that can. No, that's a lot of money. That is, man. How much? What's the net worth of America? The net worth of America, right? Ooh. All right, hold on. This this is crazy. It's all bad. It's all bad for them. This is why it's like we gotta understand. We ain't finna get no reparations. It says the net worth of the United States is at least 123.8 trillion, which is calculated by subtracting the country debts from its assets of at least 269 trillion. And this is what by Business Insider. These are the sources right here. So America really don't even have enough money. America don't even have enough money to quote unquote pay its back according to the rate due to inflation. It said there was 123.8 trillion. But we just saw what 20 trillion in 1860 is equivalent to 759 trillion today. They don't got enough money to do it. Exactly enough. Whatever they give us will be a complete absolute insult. A complete absolute insult. But hey, I don't want no 40 acres and a mule. I just recently learned before then they were supposed to give us 40 acres and a musket. Hey, give me a land and a gun. Hey, back then we should have done something. They knew better. 40 acres and a musket. Yeah, hey. Hey, they foresaw the evil events. Let's just say that. Now, then they're going to change the 40 acres and a mule. But yeah, man, this is crazy. They have nowhere near the amount of money to even pay back reparations. This is why, like, when reparation conversations get brought up, I just be like, whatever. We already know it's not going to happen. Y'all literally can't make it happen. This is on the financial side. Y'all cannot make it happen. It's a cool talking point, I guess. But realistically, nah, y'all can't. Y'all can't do anything for it. It's not going to help. All right. Oh man, let me see something. But we also got to remember that we are the reason we here, though. We put ourselves in this quote unquote predicament. We put ourselves in this whole situation. Right. Let me pull up Blue Letter Bible. Because at the end of the day, we were given instructions. We were given clear instructions on what to do, how to do it, how to move right. But we ain't listen. Let me go to Isaiah chapter 50. Oh yeah, Salakia. Throw out a please like, share, subscribe to the video. Salakia. I got too caught up in this. Right? Looking at that amount compared to 750, ain't no way. Let's go. Let's go to this blue letter real quick. Look at Isaiah chapter 50 and go to verse 1. We're gonna start on 1. Thus saith the Lord, where is the bill of your mother's divorcement, whom I have put away? Or which of my creditors is it to whom I have sold you? Behold, for your iniquities have you sold yourselves, and for your transgressions is your mother put away. So pretty much he's saying, it's like it. Pretty much the Most High is telling us like he didn't sell us off for like we did this. Our iniquities, our sins, we sold ourselves. In verse 2, wherefore, when I came, was there no man? When I called, was there no answer? Is my hand shortened at all that it cannot redeem? Or have I not have the power to deliver? Behold, at my rebuke I dry up the sea. I make the rivers a wilderness. Their fish stinketh because there is no water, and dieth for thirst. So he's pretty much asking rhetorical questions. Like he said, I can fix this whole situation. All this can happen at my command. But we gotta understand we're the ones who put ourselves in this situation, right? Exactly. We did it to ourselves. It's prophesied. It's prophesied we did it to ourselves. And then our ancestors, they understood why we was in the situation we was in. What Song of Three Holy Children? Three Holy Children, verse 14. Well, you know, I'm gonna just do KJV. Or do I gotta type in prayer Azariah? Oh man, they tripping. Do I gotta read it this way? Oh no, all right, cool. We good. Well, I thought I had to read the old Bible printout, but not. We cool. Let me share this screen. Switch to this apocrypha, right? This is, I mean, it depends what apocrypha you have. And on the Bible app, it's a Song of Three Holy Children. I want to say in the red book, it's the prayer Azariah, or it might be the other way around, vice versa. This is a Song of Three Holy Children. Let's start at verse 4. In all things that thou hast brought upon us, and upon the holy city of our fathers, even Jerusalem, thou hast executed true judgment. For according to truth and judgment did thou bring all things upon us because of our sins. For we have sinned and committed iniquity, departing from thee. Right? And then I'm going to go down to verse 13. Because this is really where we at right now. For we, O Lord, are become less than any nation, and be kept under this day in all the world because of our sins. So we already had this type of understanding. The reason we at the bottom because we chose not to listen to the Most High God. But so you would think the answer would be simple. If we're at the bottom because we didn't listen, how do we get back on top? You would think the answer would be, by listening. But you know how our people is. So we stiff necked. We hard headed as hell, man. We want to do our way. We got the right answer. By listening and doing what the commandment says. We're listening to our Father, listening to our God. So let's go to back to the blue letter, and I'm hopping on Isaiah. Hop on Isaiah what 52? Yeah. Let me oh, that's the whole book. I don't want to do that. No, I'm tripping. You know what? I try to be fancy and whatnot. That's what I get. Isaiah 52 and verse 3. It says, "For thus saith the Lord, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money." So it's saying it wasn't no financial transaction. There wasn't no financial transaction where he sold us into the evil sins that we did. It's because of our actions. I'm gonna pull up in the NLT. Boom. For this is when the Lord says, "When I sold you for exile, I received no payment. Now I can redeem you without having to pay for you." So we understand we ain't gonna get no reparations from America. We ain't gonna get no reparations from any of these nations that had a part of us. Because what First Maccabees 2:10, what nation haven't took advantage of Israel? That's the real question. What nation haven't done that? So we understand we ain't gonna get no reparations from them. We're not gonna get no make right from them. That's why we gotta wait on the Lord. He said He's gonna be the one to redeem us. He said, "I received no payment. When I sold you into exile, I received no payment. Now I can redeem you without having to pay for you." It was no financial transaction, right? So let's go into that word redeem. Let me see. Let me see. Boom. Redeem, right? To buy back, repurchase. To get or win back. To free from what distress or harms. To free from captivity by payment of ransom. Okay. Hey, that one's very interesting. By payment of ransom. Let's see what ransom means. Is it a consideration paid or demand for the release of someone or something from captivity? So getting this understanding of what redeem is, right? We're gonna go into some verses about redemption because we understand what redeem is. Now the question is, have we been redeemed before? I'm gonna say it's Micah. Say Micah 6:4 if I'm correct. Let's say shooting from the hip. Let's see. I want to say it is. I ain't even want to try to look. KJV, boom. Right here. Micah chapter 6, verse 4. "For I brought thee up out of the land of Egypt and redeemed thee out of the house servants, and I sent before thee Moses, Aaron, and Miriam." I mean, we already looked at, the English definition of redeemed. Let's see what it is here. Pada, Pada, H6299, to ransom, redeem, rescue, to deliver. A strong definition, yeah. Generally to release by any means. So essentially the same thing to rescue, deliver, recover, to get back. Going back to Micah 6. And so I have brought thee out of the land of Egypt and redeemed thee out of the house of servants. And I sent before thee Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. So when it's saying house of servants, it's essentially talking about slavery. And so I brought thee out of the land of Egypt and redeemed thee from slavery. So how were we redeemed from slavery? How were we redeemed from Egypt? Because it's said that he redeemed us without money, so he's not gonna have to spend no money to redeem us. So how will we get our redemption? What method of payment is he going to? Is the Most High going to use? Let me see. I want to say. Let me. I got it off the top. I ain't gonna shoot from the hip on this one. Yeah. All right. I could have, but I ain't want to be wrong. I mean, y'all seen me be wrong before though. We family. It don't matter. Psalm 136, right? I'm gonna start from the top. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, and his mercy endureth forever. Oh, give thanks unto God, unto the God of gods, for his mercy endureth forever. Oh, give thanks to the Lord of lords, for his mercy endureth forever. So we see we're giving him praise. We're giving him praise throughout this song. Let's start at verse 10, right? To him that smote Egypt in their firstborn, for his mercy endureth forever. All right, that's one thing he did, and brought out Israel from among them, for his mercy endureth forever, with a strong hand and stretched out arm, for his mercy endureth forever. To him which divided the Red Sea into parts, for his mercy endureth forever, and made Israel pass through the midst of it, for his mercy endureth forever, but overthrew Pharaoh and his hosts in the Red Sea, for his mercy endureth forever, and to which he led his people through the wilderness, for his mercy endureth forever. To him which smote great kings, for his mercy endureth forever, and slew famous kings, for his mercy endureth forever. So all that's really bloodshed. The Most High, he's redeeming us by killing our oppressors. And this should not be surprising because it's already understood. Hey, the Most High is a man of war, right? So we cannot be surprised when it comes to redeeming his people, the people he loved, the people who chosen to be his. He gonna stop about it. This is not anything. This is a cycle that's been repeated. This is a cycle that's been repeated throughout history, right? Because we understand, seeing this, we understand, boom, ourselves being redeemed. It goes hand in hand with being saved. Like I said, this is not the first time this has been going on for years. It's not a one-time thing. Nehemiah 9 and boom, right here. I'm sorry, verse 26. Nehemiah 9 and 26. Nevertheless, they were disobedient and rebelled against thee, and cast thy law behind their backs, and slew thy prophets, which testified against them, to turn them to thee, and they wrought great provocations. Therefore, thou deliverest them to the hand of their enemies. So when we're being disobedient and we're sinning and we're not listening to our God, it says, therefore thou deliverest them to the hand of their enemies, who vex them. And in the time of their trouble, when they cried unto thee, thou heardest them from heaven. And according to thy manifold mercies, thou gavest them saviors, who saved them out the hand of their enemies. So us being redeemed, us being saved, this is not a one-time thing. This is not a one-time deal. This is something that's been happening plenty of times, right? Let me go to this. So the question is now, all praises. It's a powerful scripture. Let us know this is. Here's the thing, right? It says, therefore, in verse 27, therefore thou deliverest them to the hand of their enemies, who vex them. And in the time of their trouble, where they cried, thou heardest them from heaven. Now, what do we have to do? What do we have to do for us to be heard, right? What do we have to do for us to be heard? I'm gonna say it's what is John. I want to say it's John 9, John 10 to 31. Might be John 9:31. It says, "Now we know that God heareth not sinners, but if any man be a worshiper of God and doeth his will, him he heareth." So, what exactly? No, exactly. You got to keep the law, statute, and commandment, because that's the only way he's going to hear it. So it says the Most High is not going to hear sinners. So, in order for us to be heard, we have to go back to keeping the law, statute, and commandments. That's really how we're going to be able to get back to where we need to go, because we're waiting on redemption. We're waiting to be redeemed, but we just can't sit and wait. What's that? The kingdom don't come through observation. We can't just sit and wait. There's an action that we must do. Let me go to this verse right here. Deuteronomy 30. This is one of my favorites. Boom. Let me start from the top. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee. And that's essentially what we're doing now, right? We see the curses of Deuteronomy 28. We see it happening right in front of us. Instead of calling to mind, we're going to remember amongst the nations we at. Whether it's over here in America, over there in Africa, over there in Mexico, over there in Canada, over there in the Netherlands, no matter where we at, we're going to remember them. Wherever the Most High had driven us, right? Verse 2, and shall return unto the Lord thy God, and shall obey his voice, according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul. So it's saying with that, we need to go back to keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. This is the only way we're going to essentially get heard. He's going to hear our cries, but we got to go back to keeping the commandments. And this one is saying that's when we're going to learn. Once we see these cursings happening, once we see the curses, all right, boom, we understand now we got to get right. Verse 3, that then the Lord thy God will turn that captivity. So once we as a nation start following these laws, statutes, and commandments, it says that then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither thy God hath scattered thee. Right? And so this is us being redeemed, because being redeemed is, essentially it says being bought back to rescue. Turn thy captivities in thy captivity. We're no longer enslaved. This is us being redeemed. This is a redemption. And this is such a great redemption. This ain't no, because even if we get the money, you still gotta pay taxes on it. We still slaves here regardless. Ain't no other redemption gonna be. Ain't no reparation. Nothing can redeem us the way the Most High is gonna be able to redeem us. All right. Shalom, Kodash. That's the best redemption we're gonna get right there. I'm going to verse 4. If any of thine be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord thy God gather thee, from thence will he fetch thee. Essentially, no matter where you at, the Most High gonna get you and bring you back. And the Lord thy God will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above our fathers. He gonna put us in a land and we're gonna procreate and we're gonna multiply. We're gonna procreate, we're gonna multiply, and we're gonna get it cracking. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a great time. Verse verse 6. And the Lord thy God will circumcise thy heart and thy heart of thy seed to love the Lord thy God with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. That's the new covenant right there. We will circumcise our heart so that we will essentially be keeping the law automatically. We will just know to keep the law. That's the new covenant. In Jeremiah 31 and 31. And the Lord thy, verse 7, and the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord thy God and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day. And see this, and this a beautiful thing about it, right? Because we understand what it said, God is not mocked. Let's go to Galatians, right? 6. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So we also understand, ain't one nation, there's not one nation who didn't spoil us, who didn't take advantage of us. First Maccabees 2 and 10. What nation haven't had a part of Israel? We see this. And this is what's so beautiful about this redemption. We don't care for the reparations. This is what we're looking for. We want to be redeemed by our God, what he has set up for us. So not only so, yeah, we experience the curses for disobeying him, but now they experience the curses as well. Let's go to Isaiah 14. This is a great verse as well. 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in that day, the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. And that exactly, this is one of my favorite verses too. I don't bring it out much. This is really one of my favorites. It's really one of my favorites. It feels good to know we gonna get our get back. Ain't no half just God essentially. Like, oh, they try to make it seem like, oh, God is a just God, but when it comes to slavery, oh, don't worry about it. No, he a just God with that too. And this is a verse right here to prove it. This is a verse right here to prove it. But also, before we get there, there's something that we have to do as well. Let's go to Revelation 2. And 26. Boom, right here. It says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works until the end, to him will I give power over the nations. You see, when it comes to people, a lot of people like to say, oh, black power, this. No, this is the power I want. I like to ask, what is black power? What is this power we speak of? Is it unity? Because we're not united right now. What is this quote unquote power? This is the power that I want for me and my people. He that overcometh and keepeth my works until the end, to him will I give power over the nations. That's the power I'm seeking for. That's the power I want my people to have. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. And so we got to understand, Yahweh was given this was given to have power over the nations. And it said he was going to break them to shivers. Matter of fact, let's go to Psalm 2. That's where it said. Boom. Uh, Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. You know, we understand he's not giving that to us. That's your house. Thou shalt break them with the rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them to pieces like a potter's vessel. So this all nice Christ that they try to fabricate is nowhere in the Old Testament. We see he coming to cause damage, cause war. It's no peace. And same with Matthew. It's in Matthew 10. He said the same thing. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. And according to what? Revelation 2 and 20, 2 and 26. I'm going back there. Or 2 and 27. Well, I'm tripping. I can't type. He that keepeth my words unto the end, him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule with them, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter, shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. So even when he's done doing it, when he's done, breaking off, we gonna be the ones to break them with a rod of iron. It's gonna be us. There's no peace, harmony. No, that ain't gonna happen immediately. That's not gonna happen. Even after the 1,000 years, like, hey, it's still not gonna be peace and love because you still gotta follow. These other nations still gotta follow the commandments. Because if not, they're gonna be subject to sin. We aren't gonna be subject to sin. They're gonna be subject to sin. And we understand the law still stands. So let us find out someone committing adultery. Done. It's over with. Let us find someone committing idolatry. It's over with. They still gonna get punished. So even just because it ain't no severe hardcore slavery punishment, y'all go back and do what y'all gotta do. Hey, there's still gonna be, y'all still gotta follow these laws. Y'all still gonna be under our jurisdiction. We're still gonna be the top. We're still gonna be the top dogs because it's already understood. It's already prophesied. This kingdom, Yahushua's kingdom, is not gonna go away. It's Jeremiah 51 and 22. I'm gonna bring that up. Let's read this. With thee also I will break in pieces man and woman, and with thee I will break in pieces old and young, and with thee I will break in pieces the young man and the maid. So this is a beautiful thing. Hey, we ain't sparing nobody. You feel me? Hey, wait, ABG, anybody can get it. Anybody get it, right? Ain't sparing nothing. Oh, you want me to start from 20? Jeremiah 51 and 20. Thou art my battle axes and weapons of war. For with thee I will break in pieces the nations, and with thee I will destroy kingdoms. And with thee I will break in pieces the horses and his rider, and with thee I will break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also I will break in pieces man and woman. With thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces young man and the maid. Anybody get it? This is and this is such a beautiful thing because we're gonna be programmed to just do it. This is people be forgetting the most high God said he a man of war. You know what happened when Saul didn't kill everything when he went to the land of Amalekite? He didn't kill everything. He brought back the king of Amalek, and Saul lost the kingdom because of that. He was told not to spare nothing. And essentially, that's what we're gonna do. It's no, it's no, hey, Care Bears, Teletubby. It ain't that. It ain't all that soft and sweetness going on. Hell no, hell no, that ain't it. That's that Christianity guy. That's not Yahweh. You feel me? That's not who he is. Yasharala, Prince of Power. Come on, man. We about something. Our name itself, Yasharala, Prince of Power. It means something. It ain't none of this soft stuff. So the reparations we want, the reparations we want, they can't afford to give us. The reparations we want, they can't afford to give us. We already see going. It said what? It was. It said slaves lost the wages of $20.3 trillion. That's going back to 1860. With the inflation today, it would be 759 trillion. And we also seeing that today, the net worth of America is 120, 129 trillion, 123 trillion. Either way, they're not making enough. They're not making enough money to even attempt to try it. Now I'm just do 123 times 5, right? I don't even think eat 5 times the amount. They still not enough have enough money to repay us. So we understand, hey, financially we can't get no reparations. So whenever Kamala Harris talk about it, or anybody really talk about it, and one or not the other, have no type of, it holds no weight with me whatsoever. Any type of way they try to, like I said, break it down to the educational system, it's not going to work, because we understand now. Like, my partner was looking for a job. They said he needed a bachelor degree to work at the front desk of Enterprise to rent cars, make $20 an hour. You telling me people going to school for 4 years in college to get a $20 an hour job? No. So we understand that education. The education, it ain't nothing. Exactly, Jehu. Hey, we want them to go through the curses. Yeah, I want about 4 or 5 more bites each of my ribs. You know, hey, do their nails or whatever the hell they want to get done. Yeah, yeah. Hey, I want them to go through all that. I want them to go through all that for real. Ain't nothing gonna be easy. Ain't nothing gonna be sweet. Exactly. No, yeah. Everybody, hey, we gonna be very happy. Gonna be very prosperous too. We ain't gonna. It said we ain't gonna have a worry. We gonna be cooling. We gonna be cooling for real. But I want to say, yeah, that was the end of my lesson. Talking about reparations, we understand. We ain't finna get no reparations for real. They just up here talking the talk. We know what it is. We know what it is. Any questions, just chop it up in the chat. We just chop it up. Any questions, whatever. Please, hey, like, share, subscribe. Appreciate we trying to, break into the algorithm. Exactly. No man shall buy that. Deuteronomy 28:68. Going back to redeem. Not no man will be able to redeem us. And that's why everybody who tried off the water enough, I appreciate it, King. For real. I appreciate it. It says no man shall buy us. We understand Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Huey P. Newton, Sam Cooke, everybody. Everybody who tried, it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. It wasn't meant to work. Because they're not thinking on the same level the Most High is thinking on. They'll never be able to. They will never be able to. Yeah, share this live video, Baba Kashah, please and thank you. I'm trying to break the algorithm. Lord willing, someone seen this video and decided to do some more research into who they is. Realize they an Israelite. Hey, what it say? Hey, when one repent, the angels rejoice. Exactly, Joe. Damn sure ain't getting nothing. Ain't getting nothing. Hey, if they want to do something, they would have done it by now. Let's be for real. Now that all these other countries dropping the American dollar, like 120, 130 countries drop the American dollar, and they want to do something, they would have done it by then. Or it could be since the fact the dollar ain't worth nothing no more, they want to give it to us now, but it still ain't worth nothing because ain't no money gonna be able to make up for what they did. We kind of Deuteronomy 36:7. We had went over that a little bit earlier. I'm putting the curses on them. When they get the curses on them, that's gonna be such a glorious time. I'm gonna have the biggest smile on my face. Imagine just walking down the street, seeing homeless Moabs, homeless Ammonites. You know, we don't. These are things I don't see for real. I haven't seen no homeless. Now that I don't think I've seen a homeless everywhere. To be honest, I don't think I've seen one. Have y'all? That's one few races I ain't ever seen that was homeless for real. Exactly, it's in the law. Like you said, Kalash, it's in the law. But see, but here's the thing. That's why they want the law to be done away with, because they know, they understand that if the law is still standing, they understand the curse got to get put on them. I believe that's one of the reasons why they push that, so they can avoid that. Exactly. It's gonna be a beautiful feeling. It's gonna be so great. Let's see. I'm just gonna make sure we ain't have no questions or nothing. We ain't have no questions. All praises. All praises, family. And with that, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praises to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, the Shalom.